The camera opens on a calm shot of New York City at dawn. The host's voice comes in steadily. Timothy Cardinal Dolan has been one of the most recognizable religious figures in America for more than a decade, serving as Archbishop of New York during some of the most turbulent and transformative years in modern history. From cultural shifts to political tensions and global crises, his time in New York placed him at the intersection of faith, public life, and national debate. Cut to archival footage of Cardinal Dolan greeting parishioners, smiling, laughing, and speaking with warmth. Known for his approachable style and unmistakable humor, Dolan often broke the stereotype of distant church leadership. As Archbishop, he emphasized joy, unity, and human connection, often reminding audiences that faith should be lived with hope rather than fear. The visuals shift to major moments in New York's recent history. During times of tragedy and uncertainty, Dolan's role expanded beyond church walls. He became a spiritual voice during moments when the city needed reassurance, whether addressing grief after acts of violence or offering comfort during public health crises. His reflections now suggest that these moments reshaped not only the archdiocese, but also his understanding of leadership itself. The host continues as images show St. Patrick's Cathedral filled with light. Dolan frequently spoke about the challenge of leading a historic institution in a rapidly changing society. Issues such as declining church attendance, generational shifts, and growing skepticism toward organized religion forced him to confront hard questions about relevance and renewal. Rather than retreat, he often chose engagement, encouraging open dialogue while holding firm to core beliefs. Cut to interviews and public speeches. Cardinal Dolan has also been a prominent voice in national conversations, navigating the sensitive space between faith and politics. He often stressed that his mission was not to endorse parties or candidates, but to advocate for moral principles, human dignity, and religious freedom. Looking back, he has acknowledged that this balance was one of the most demanding aspects of his role. The visuals slow, showing quieter moments inside the cathedral. As Dolan reflects on his years as Archbishop, there is a noticeable tone of gratitude. He frequently credits the people of New York for shaping his journey, priests, volunteers, families, and everyday believers whose faith persisted despite pressure and change. For him, the legacy of his time is less about policies and more about relationships. The host shifts toward the future. Now, as Cardinal Dolan looks ahead, questions naturally arise about what comes next. While stepping away from daily leadership responsibilities, he has made it clear that retirement does not mean silence. Teaching, writing, mentoring young clergy, and continuing to speak on faith in public life remain part of his vision. Visuals show Dolan walking slowly through the cathedral, sunlight streaming through stained glass. He often describes this next phase as a season of reflection rather than retreat, a chance to listen more, speak thoughtfully, and encourage the next generation of leaders to carry forward the mission with courage and compassion. The video closes with a wide shot of New York City at sunset. The host concludes that Timothy Cardinal Dolan's time as Archbishop of New York reflects a leadership style grounded in humanity, resilience, and optimism. As he looks toward the future, his voice remains part of America's ongoing conversation about faith, identity, and hope in an ever-changing world. The video begins with a slow aerial shot of Manhattan, traffic moving below, church bells faintly audible. The host speaks calmly. For years, Timothy Cardinal Dolan stood as one of the most visible Catholic leaders in the United States, guiding the Archdiocese of New York through an era defined by change, controversy, and cultural realignment. His time as Archbishop was not just about managing an institution, but about responding to a world that no longer stood still. Cut to footage of Cardinal Dolan laughing with crowds and speaking at public events. His personality made him instantly recognizable, warm, expressive, and often humorous. That approachability became a defining feature of his leadership. Dolan believed that faith should feel accessible, even in a city as fast-paced and skeptical as New York. He often said that people listen more closely when they feel welcomed rather than judged. The visuals shift to historic moments inside St. Patrick's Cathedral. During crises that shook both the city and the nation, Cardinal Dolan's presence took on deeper meaning. Whether addressing national tragedies, moments of political division, or widespread uncertainty, he spoke with a focus on healing and shared humanity. In his reflections today, Dolan acknowledges that these experiences tested his faith as much as they strengthened it. The host continues as images show